na ziko nyadhifa katika serikali, lakini walioteuliwa na wale waliostaafu walifanya kazi katika enzi za Moi, wakaenda kwa Kibaki, wakastaafu, lakini sasa wameweza kuteuliwa. Ukiangalia Mudi Awori ako na miaka 92, David Musila miaka 76, Francis Muthaura miaka 72.
You know, this yesterday, you know, when dear Uhuru Kenyatta was trending, I was asking myself, what did we get ourselves into? Personally, I used to be Uhuru Kenyatta supporter, you know, but to be honest, lately, I mean, I've changed my camps because now
Why?
you have, because you know our president, we elected him, you know, with the mindset that he's a young person, he will empower the youth, you know, he'll open up more employment opportunities, because that is what we need in this country. We have very high unemployment rates, and we need youths to get employed. But look at what is happening. Appointed, you know, people above 70, you know, all people who probably do not have even the capacity to act in such positions into government, senior government positions. Where are the youth? I mean, yes, Mary Wambui responded and said she's up to the task. But do you want to tell me there is no a person in his or her 40s or that is who can, you know, man that seat in the manner that is supposed to be? There is, but he is giving, you know, for maybe it could be political reasons, it could be, you know, trying to make sure the person is still in the game, you know, politically or in the government. But it is unfortunate. It is, you know, bringing down the confidence that we as the Kenyan youths have for our president. And again, we need employment, but if the few chances that are there, you are giving them to all people, I mean, it's very unfortunate. I do not know where this is heading. Look at our economy. I mean, the president, we expected more from him. We expected, you know, that the economy right now should be booming, but look at what is happening. It's going down each and every day. And the government, after the handshake, no, there is no criticism. We have, you know, corruption cases, they're not getting dealt with. I mean, our economy is, it's not heading to the right direction.
Kigen, we are told that the old people are wiser. They know how to solve problems, and the youth are usually confused, and we make decisions upon just being angry hastily. How true is that?
First of all, I want to appreciate you, Tisam, for having me today here.
Thank you so
much. And it is particularly interesting that my friend here woke up at 3 a.m. twice, you know, to go for the government. But that is another conversation altogether. I would start by saying that the young people are the majority in this country, and it should be reflected in all the other areas in development. It should be reciprocated, you know, in employment and all the other areas. But that is not what we are seeing from the presidential appointments, and it is very sad that the presidential appointments are not even are not according to merit, are not according to age, are not according to even to distribute it evenly in the country with the communities. It is solely based on rewarding people, rewarding political, you know, sort of political.
You scratch your back, you scratch my back.
Yeah, sure. You know, you want to reward people who stood by you or something like that. Or some people are pushing you from somewhere, telling you, put my person in, put my person, you know, something like that. Maybe the people who funded your campaigns and stuff like that. It is very unfortunate that we're basing on that. If we could have based our you know, the appointments on merit and even disregard age, I mean, we would be standing at a better position. But this is what I want to say. You know, this... on Wednesday, it's a business chat. And this even happens on the entrepreneurship side, because you find that, and I said this a couple of months ago, that you find that old people are wiser than the young people, okay? But then the old people are not as intelligent as the young people. They are not as schooled as the young people. You find that the old people, they are not, they have more experience than these other people, but they are not as vibrant. You know, they don't have as much bravado as the young people. And on the other side, you find that the young people, they are not as wise as the old people. They are more intelligent, more schooled, and they are vibrant. You know, they are hungry for success. And since the old people, they are the one who own the factors of production, you know, and they own the resources, they set the ceiling, you know, and now the young people can't grow, you see. And this even happens in the office where, you know, the young person is very vibrant, has a lot of ideas, fresh from campus, from education. beaming with ideas, but then the boss is an old guy and feels threatened, you know, and the boss still holds on to let me call them barriers, for lack of a better word, and that we can't go past this, and the young people want to go past that, and it's becoming a big problem. I would advise that you know, we should find a balance between two things, because these are two generations looking at this in different perspective. But the bottom line for me remains that the young people are the majority of this country, and their majorityness, so to speak, should be reciprocated in all the areas.
You know, and again, you talk about experience. Look at what happens when you get your CV to apply for a job somewhere. You know, they ask you for five years experience. You have just graduated from campus, and you know you're being asked for 5 years experience. Where are you supposed to get the experience if they are not giving you the position? I mean, some things just doesn't make logic, because we talk, yes, we need experience. You know, if those old people, they gained experience from being put somewhere, you know, even if you start from a junior position, you gain experience, it's better off. But denying a person, you know, just fresh from campus, a graduate, an opportunity in a job market, I mean, because the person lacks experience, I mean, it doesn't make sense. Because, I mean, we have people getting out of universities. Where do they get the experience? Give them the chance.
My third eye shows me this. You know, all these unreasonable measures that are put in place, you know, for somebody to acquire a job, that you need 5 years of experience and such things. For me, it shows me one thing. It shows the high rate of unemployment. You know, the chances, the employment opportunities are so few, in that you find people they want to take somebody with the best experience, you know, a lot of experience, because at the end of the day, this unemployment, the opportunities are so few to even harbor anybody who doesn't have an experience. And I think that indicates to us the high unemployment, you know, problem that we have in Kenya. And let me tell you this. We usually talk, and you know, this is a business show, and we usually talk a lot about it's called the Monday nightmare. You know, it has very many words. You know, in 1929, the great fall of the economy in America, which also, you know, spread to the globe. And imagine at that point, we always study, you know, we always talk about this, the Great Depression in America in 1929, stretching on to 1930, and it's a big thing all over the world. But you know what? The unemployment rate in America, it went up to 25% only. But then in Kenya, we've hit 40 and we're not even threatened by it.
We see it's just a normal thing. Let's focus on something else. Daily Nation front page says here, MCAs take home up to 25,000 per month. Says here, while the country is choking with debt, wardrobes are still pocketing a very huge amount of money. The best paid is from Narok, 765,635. Taita Taveta, 722,292. The least paid is Baringo, Nairobi, Mombasa, and Bungoma. Bungoma has 270,005 shillings. The same thing you're talking about. We are crippling. Our economy is not doing well, but here we are. MCAs are gaining more and more and more and pocketing every day. Abu Bakar,
you know,
how do you feel about it? Do you want to be an MCA?
MCA, no, probably a president or probably.
Okay.
But okay, I'm not into politics so much. But again, we look at the allowances. You know, MCAs are reaping from the national kitty through allowances. I mean, their salaries are fixed. But what about the allowances? I mean, they are doing it in-housely, you know, in the county governments, and without the watch of people, you know, without action being taken, increasing their allowances day by day, and they are reaping benefits from it. I mean, you know, from 4 levers, their heads are hitting the MCA position because there is a lot of money in it. But again, I see this as a fault within our, you know, our salaries and remunerations, you know, commission, the SRC, because first we start with our politicians. These people are highly paid. I mean, I do not think, you know, I do not hold the view that whatever the amount of money they are given, you know, it's equal to the job that they take. These people get into corruption, you know, they get away with it most of the times. But compare the rates, you know, the amount of money that we give to our politicians, and you go to Britain and you know, these developed countries, we pay our leaders far too much, and these probably a result of corruption, the campaign money that they use. But again, corruption still exists. So the Salaries and Remunerations Commission should, get down to the county governments, and for the idea that the SRC, as you talk about devolution is workable, but there are very many loopholes right now as we are starting. I mean, we have not yet settled on it, as we should. So the SRC should be taken down to the county governments. I mean, if we can have SRCs in county governments, then, we could limit the amount of money, we could cross-check the amount of money that is going to people. We could limit the amount of salary and wages, that we pay to this country.
Yes,
just allow me to say this. First of all, my brother here has talked about Britain, So some guys came here, they colonized us, they killed our people, they took enormous wealth from this country, and then you still want us to follow them. I mean, seriously. And allow me to finish.
Kigen, let me hold on to you for a second because of something, and I'll let you know later. As a Kenyan, paying taxes every day, going back to your county, is there development? If yes or not, and then compare it to the amount of money which the MCAs are getting.
Going back to the county government, working in the county government, you mean? As we have to spread the job market first. We have to spread the job market, and you cannot only seek employment from the national government. You have to go down to the county governments. I mean, so we see that yes, people come from their rural areas. They come to university. They have performed well, and again. But after that, they are getting used to Nairobi and they want to seek jobs in Nairobi. And this kind of floods the market, within the capital city. If people were to diverse, go back to your county government, work there probably, or, start your private farms or companies in the rural areas, then we could kind of, to some extent, solve this issue of unemployment. I mean, because what we need, rural-urban migration is one of the reasons that causes unemployment. So we need to spread out. If you graduate from a university of Nairobi, probably go to your rural area, work in the county government, start a private farm there. You do not have to start. I mean, let us spread the economy so that we can create more job opportunities.
Kigen, I'll come to you after the break, inshallah. Na mtazamaji, tupate pumziko fupi, tarejea baada muda usoko mrefu. Studio iko moto, siende mbali. Assalamu alaikum. Kwa jina nilobarikiwa nalo ni Ibtisam Jamal. Ungana nami katika Sabah Show.
Only on Horizon TV.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
The Messenger of Allah said, whoever says when the morning comes, رَضِيتُ بِاللَّهِ رَبًّا وَبِالْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا وَبِمُحَمَّدٍ نَبِيًّا, meaning, I am pleased with Allah as the Lord, and with Islam as a religion, and with Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam as a prophet. Then I am the guarantor that I will take him by his hand until I put him into Jannah.
Akawa Abdul Muttalib ampenda sana Mtume sallam hata kushinda watoto wake. Na Abdul Muttalib, Mtume Muhammad sallam alikuwa ni mjukuu wake. Abu Talib na babake Mtume sallam dimba ndugu, tumbo moja, mama moja, baba moja. Baada ya miaka miwili Abdul Muttalib kufa, alipofika miaka 10 wakaamua kufunga safari kwenda Sham, kwenda kufanya biashara. Faqala rahib, huyu mtoto akifika akionekana dola ya Rum watamuua. Akaamua kurudi kuweza kuishi katika mji wa Makka kwa mara nyingine.
Wanashitati nashta, watakaowafisha nyinyi ni malaika wa mauti.
Ishara zetu zinazotuongoza.
Ndipo hata Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala katika Qur'ani,
pokea ufahamu,
asema
na tahadhari.
La yanju min dhaqtati alqabri salihun wala talihun,
yazingatie,
haokoki na kufinywa na kaburi yoyote.
Jiunge na Sheikh Ali Bahero katika bishara zetu kila Jumanne saa 2 usiku kwenye Horizon TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Kwa jina nilobarikiwa nalo ni Ibtisam Jamal. Ungana nami katika Sabah Show.
Only on Horizon TV.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Karibu katika yomu yetu ya pili ya uchambuzi wa magazeti. Kigen, ilikuwa nimeweza kukuweka full stop kidogo. Ilikuwa ni koma, hata si full stop. Ilikuwa maoni yako kuhusiana na swala la wabunge wa county MCAs kutaka kupata pesa nyingi. Ukiangalia maendeleo katika county iko nyuma. How do you feel as a Kenyan?
First of all, I tend to disagree. So this is my narrative. My brother here first said that Britain, I don't know, they're paying lower than us. You know, I get perturbed. You know, when we are comparing ourselves to, you know, some people who came here. You know, they killed our people, grow enormous wealth from this country. You know, and we are trying to we are still cocooned in trying to compare ourselves with them. Anyway, that's a different conversation altogether. But this is what I'm saying. You know, there are people in the private sector who want 10 million, who want 20 million, who want even 30 million in a month, you know, out of commissions and their salaries. And what is the problem with us paying our MCA 700,000? I mean, okay, let us be realistic, okay? Let's be realistic. The societal pressures, we cannot just go blindly and forget the societal pressures that are here. These MCAs and MPs and also governors and all the leaders, actually, if you look at their phone, you know, their phone records, there are people who are calling them, sending them text messages, telling them, we have a fundraising, please come, you as a leader. You are, you know, we are having a funeral, we are having a wedding, please come. Some child needs a school fees. And out of the docket, you know, their dockets run dry, the ones that are there for catering for bursaries and stuff like that. And they have no other alternative. They have to dig into their salaries. And I'm speaking frankly, today you become an MCA, this is what you'll go through. And you can't go against it. I mean, this is what has been set up for years and years. And I mean, this is bearing in mind, let me be the devil's advocate when it comes to that.
Briefly.
But again, looking at it, you know, wholesomely this way. I think we're just scapegoating our leaders, because if we focus on the procurement illegalities that are there, where people, you know, they sell Baringo, my county sells chopping board for 20,000 shillings, one piece of chopping board. I mean, if we crack down on this procedural stuff and where a lot of money is being looted, then what is the problem with paying our MCAs?
Let's change the subject. Let's look at the Star front page. Says here, senators go after 10 governors in Grafto. Committee recommends investigation of 10 current governors, 7 former county bosses over financial irregularities. Among them, Amason Jeff Wakingi, governor of Nyamira. Do you think it is a good move in fighting corruption?
You know, it's positive that, you know, the senators are getting to, you know, talk to the governors and the cabinet secretaries when they are, you know, faced with some issues of, they are suspected in some issues getting linked with corruption. But again, you know, we have to, you know, face the fact and probably doubt, you know, these are senators. Probably there might be political tension between senators and governors, as we know, because some senators want, you know, to, after the governors leave office, they want to be there, they want to fight against their governors, you know, to gain more popularity and get into those positions, which is unfortunate. But if this is for a good cause, then these people should be brought to book. But again, I'm worried because 3 years ago, we used to talk about corruption. 5 years from now, we'll still be talking about corruption, and we only hope that it won't escalate to higher levels. But I see these as, you know, as a reason, because there hasn't been that revolutionary leader who has come out. You know, if we had, there was once when the president, you know, the president is sitting back, watching the DCI, watching the DPP, you know, put a lot of effort in fighting the fight against corruption. But these people do not have, they lack the necessary support. I mean, they are bringing people to book. The people are going to, you know, they are going to courts. But look at our judicial system. They are not getting prosecuted. They are not getting sentenced, you know, for a certain life, a certain time in prison. Look at, again, it demoralizes them to some extent. We need a revolutionary leader, and I hope that in 2022 we have that one president who will come out and say enough is enough, you know, mobilize the people, sensitize the people, because this is something that has to start from the mind, because to some certain extent we are the reasons for corruption. As much as Kigen was saying that MCAs, when you are called they are called to events and such, these people, for your own information, if it's the MPs, they get it from the national government. I mean, from the money that is allocated, it's government money. It's not their own money. When you invite His Excellency, the Deputy President, to an event, he gives 2 million. It's not from his pockets, trust me. It is from the government. I mean, it's money that you are being given to entice you.
This is what my brother is saying, and I mean, it's something to behold. I can't even understand. You want to tell me that there is a budget for members of parliament, for governors, senators, and women reps, in that when they are going to any sherry, they have a budget for that.
It's not about the budget. They do not have a budget.
Okay, let's look at the other newspapers.
Allow me to say this.
1 second, 5 seconds.
My brother has said that we have to talk, you know, we have to sensitize the people, and it deals with the people and the people and the people. But this is what I say. I'm very happy, by the way, that the senators are even looking into governors, ex-governors for that matter, because I mean, this money belongs to the people and it has to be accounted to the people. But again, you know, the Office of the Auditor General, they do a very good job. They're the bell ringers. They flag these economical crimes, same as the Senate. But you know, it is one thing. This is one stage, and the other stage, which is the most important, is the prosecution and the investigation part. And trust me, building a case is not easy. I think DPP and DCI, honestly, because of their previous history of not doing anything, so to speak, and I think
let me not.
They have to do a lot.
Okay, focus on other newspapers. The Standard says how we denied Raila PM post, and then when we look at People's Daily, says here Raila Ruto MPs place cash bet on Kibra poll. Everything is about Kibra. Tunaangalia nani sasa, ni kama watu wanajaribu kupimana come 2022 who will win, but they're focusing on Kibra. Kila mtu anaangalia the power zake za Kibra, other than focusing on the people of Kibra. You know, what's best for people of Kibra? Briefly, it's
a party competition. But again, allow me to ask Kigen which political camps he belongs to.
I don't think the political camp that I belong to really matters. I think what matters is Kenyans to get development and to get what they deserve. Simple.
You know, again, we are talking about Kibra, but these are it's a competition. You know, but as much as Jubilee and Ruto allies, to be honest, you know, they think that they have a bet on this. You know, they are placing bets. You know, 1 million if ODM wins, if Jubilee wins, such kind of things. But again, I see these heading to the ODM direction, because Jubilee from the onset, from the word go, they were a disorganized camp on this. They were not sure about the candidates. Look at the support that the party leader himself, His Excellency the President, you know, he's not into it as such, you know, when we talk about Mariga. So I see this going the ODM way. They might make their bets and such. But again, the parliamentary seat retained ODM.
Should the government and should the politicians just focus on what is best for people of Kibra?
Allow me to drive some sobriety. I must say it's unfortunate, and I am very disturbed by the fact that, you know, it is becoming sort of an egoistic competition. It has become a competition of embarrassment. To embarrass this person is going to embarrass me. No, you know, it's that kind of an affair right now. It's not really, people are not even looking like what are the plans that the ANC candidate has? What are the plans that the Jubilee and the ODM candidate
And we have
has?
two female
I mean,
candidates.
we've just turned this into an egoistic competition, you know, and at the end of the day, as I've always said, it narrows down to the people of Kibra. The people of Kibra understand, you know, the former MP, you know, the late Ken Okoth, they understood the vision and the mission that he had for the people of Kibra. And I will always say to the people of Kibra, please do not pick somebody who does not fit into the shoes of Ken Okoth, because looking at Kibra, honestly, there is a lot that needs to be done there in terms of education, in terms of healthcare. A lot of things need to be done, and honestly, the people of Kibra cannot risk to pick, you know, they don't have an incentive to pick somebody who doesn't fit in the shoes of the late Ken Okoth.
Allow me 30 seconds. 30 seconds on this.
Okay.
Yeah, 30 seconds on this. Again, when we look at politicians campaigning, they all come with the same agenda because they realize the problems affecting the people, and they will come, you know, promising things. Every politician, roads, water, schools, hospitals, they all promise the same thing. But again, you cannot. You probably think that this a leader will deliver, but again, when he gets into office or she gets into office, you know, he's incompetent. So unless you can only elect a leader from basis of merit, you know, but again, you cannot have that sure bet that this one has a better agenda, because they will all present the problems that you have. They will all, you know, say, I will solve your problems, but until the person gets into the seat, I mean, you cannot realize the real self.
Let's look at something good, something positive. On page 3 of Daily Nation says here, Kenya is the most generous in Africa. It says here, Kenya is the second most improved country globally and 11th overall with 47%. According to World Giving Index 10th, released yesterday by Child's Aid Foundation, says more than half of Kenyans donate money to charity. The study looked at how people in 125 countries give their time and money to people, just caring. So it says here, Kenyans are generous in helping just even anyone.
Yeah, and it's a very good thing, and
it's positive.
I feel happy as a Kenyan, and I feel patriotic, you know, just after the athletics. It is very good, and Kenyans are philanthropic people, you know, Kenyans are helping people, and I would like to urge more Kenyans, let's continue helping people, and let's not just limit helping people, you know, and sort of volunteering to just money, you know, giving somebody. You can give more than money. You can give your time, you know, you can give your space, you can give your skill, you can give anything, you know. It's not just limited to money, and we have to debunk that kind of notion that giving is only, you know, money related. And I want to, this is very good news, and I would really like to urge Kenyans, let's continue giving.
It says here, for the last decade, Kenyans give their time, their money for things they care about. See, everyone's smiling.
Yeah, it's good, it's good. But again, I don't know how about things on the ground, but things on the ground might be different. But again, it's nice that Kenyans, you know, is the most generous country, and it was top 20, it was number 20, Nigeria 22, following closely behind. But again, you know, this has resulted globally, you know, from the changing the economy, you know, capitalism has reigned over people, and that is what has brought individualism. But again, if we hold on to socialism and that community-like structure, I mean, we'll be able to help people, and a better society will be there in fall, because it's not about you, it's not about you making billions. And I love, you know, when I see footballers, a person comes from his town, you know, like Sadio Mane, to be honest, I'm a Liverpool fan, and you know, you make it in life and you have a lot of money, but you go back to giving back to your society, you know, you build schools, stadiums, hospitals in the area you come from, and you do not look at yourself, you know, from an individual perspective. But again, we might be a generous country, but I would like to challenge, you know, our athletes are doing well, they are giving back to the society, but our footballers, there is a question.
Let me say this. You know, Abubakar has given an example of Sadio Mane, and I want to tell him, and other Kenyans as well, you don't have to be as rich as Sadio Mane to start giving. Even you, like this, you can still give.
Who said I don't give? Who said I don't?
You know, he wants to tell us that you've seen the mindset. You know that.
No, I was giving an example. I was giving an example.
Let's focus on something else.
You don't have to be rich.
I was giving an example.
Let's look at page 4 of Daily Nation. Says here, railway to nowhere to be launched as China cuts funding. He says here, cabinet ministry Cabinet of Transport James Macharia said the government will launch 4 infrastructure projects today, among them double-decker Nairobi Express Highway, phase 2 of SGR, of which the fundings have been cut by China. Briefly, before we take a break again.
First of all, I'm very happy. You know, it's going to be a very nice experience. You know, having the dual this super highway, you know, from all the way from JKIA up to Westlands. It's going to take you just 7 minutes, you know. It's a straight way, which normally takes some people even an hour or 2, you know, when there's traffic. The funding of the SGR, you know, being cut, His Excellency, the President, together with the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, they went to China, didn't secure funding to deliver the railway to Kisumu. Now there's some information coming out that the railway phase 2, that is from Nairobi to Naivasha, is not even finished, but the President is launching it today, as well as the highway. And you know, the problem with the SGR started when the people, I think that those who did the feasibility study, I think they wrote some crazy stuff in there so that to just lobby and get money quickly. Because as we have seen, SGR has not delivered as it was supposed to do. That is why you've seen the government putting measures on the trucks in Mombasa, which we're going to have that conversation later on. You find that they wrote in the feasibility study, they wrote that the railway is going to repay itself this and this and this. And when it was taken to the Exim Bank, which is funding the railway, the Exim Bank looked at it and it said, okay, now the Exim Bank is looking at that the phase 1 from Nairobi to Mombasa cannot even deliver as it was supposed to be. How can we give you money for the second phase? But again, I want to say this as an economist, that we don't build infrastructure for a short term. We don't build infrastructure for 2 days. I mean, that if you look at the other railway, the lunatic one, the one which goes to Kisumu in 1901, you find that we are using the railway still today, and we use it for many other years, and it repaid itself a long time and still giving a lot of money. So you find that let us not limit the conversation to just seeing infrastructure as we're building it for 2 days. It's a long term.
Abubakar, briefly.
You know, talking about Kigen mentioning, you know, about first the railway. Yes, he's talking about the railway has repaid itself. The old one, the one. These railways was built by the British. Let me know, make him get him to know of it.
Briefly, before we take a break.
And it has paid a lot, you know. But again, the SGR has a problem. The SGR has a problem. We overrated it to some certain extent, and we are trying to force it, you know, to bring profit in a way that it isn't. And by that, we are ending up, you know, hurting our truck drivers and such. But again, SGR phase 2, it might be tricky because, you know, Uganda, Tanzania, you know, it was to open up East Africa, you know, to make sure that the goods flow from the port and, you know, build our economy to some certain extent. But again, I see SGR as a scam, it's positive, yes, it's beneficial to some certain extent, but it is not what we were promised. And again,
let's take a break. Abubakar will come to you after the break. Na mtazamaji, mada ni moto, ukiangalia magazeti tutaweza kuregea baada muda usio mrefu, usiende mbali.
Assalamu alaikum. Kwa jina nilobarikiwa nalo ni Ibtisam Jamal. Ungana nami katika Sabah Show.
Only on Horizon TV.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Practice this direction from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala perfectly.
Reminders from the member.
Msije mkafata nyayo na barabara na njia ya shetani.
Saingine Muslim anafikiria ni kupata mali neema.
With the best of Hatibs.
We tasted the pleasure, the sweetness of ibadah. Because the Prophet ﷺ said,
there are no times that can be equal to these days except maybe.
Tune in to Horizon TV and watch the khutbahs from different masajid every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m.
The Messenger of Allah said, whoever says when the morning comes, رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد نبيا, meaning I am pleased with Allah as the Lord and with Islam as a religion and with Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam as a prophet. Then I am the guarantor that I will take him by his hand until I put him into Jannah.
Horizon TV on 0798 974747 or our live call-in number 0711 707 707 or send us a text message on 21951 or email us at info@horizontv.co.ke.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Wake up to exciting mornings every day. Active Jumatatu with Muhammad Obura. Tech Tuesday with Yusuf Farah. Wednesday, the special edition Business Chat with Ibtisam Jamal. All about your health on Healthy Thursdays with Mariam Mwacharo. Aisha Khan with thorny pertinent issues every Friday on the Round Table. Fresh discussions, direct probe in Sabah Show only on Horizon TV.
What are you and your family watching? Horizon TV, your premier Islamic TV station, bringing you the best in dawah, edutainment, inspiration, and more. Tune in now across Kenya as a free-to-air channel and on your preferred set-top box. Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Wanashitati nashta, watakaowafisha nyinyi ni malaika wa mauti.
Ishara zetu zinazotuongoza.
Ndipo hata Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala katika Qur'ani,
pokea ufahamu,
asema
na tahadhari,
la yanju min dhaqtati alqabri salihun wala talihun,
yazingatie,
haokoki na kufinywa na kaburi yoyote.
Jiunge na Sheikh Ali Bahero katika bishara zetu kila Jumanne saa 2 usiku kwenye Horizon TV.
Kiumbe dhaifu lakini jasiri.
Alitunukiwa sura nzima,
sura inayompa daraja yake inavyostahiki. Sharti ajigambe.
Naam, na pepo ipo chini ya nyayo zake.
Mpamba nyumba na nyoyo za wapendwa wake.
anayebeba majukumu yake pasina kupinga.
Mtazamaji, je, unamfahamu anayezungumziwa?
Bila ya kusahau hadhi yake na haki zake.
Ungana nami Rahma Swaleh na Sheikh Juma Amir
tukuelimishe na kukupa mwelekeo katika maisha ya ndoa
kwenye kipindi Dira ya Mwanamke,
kila Jumapili saa 2:30 usiku majira ya Afrika Mashariki ndani ya Horizon TV.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Assalamu alaikum. Kwa jina nilobarikiwa nalo ni Ibtisam Jamal. Ungana nami katika Sabah Show
only on Horizon TV.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Karibu katika awamu yetu ya tatu na ya mwisho ya uchambuzi wa magazeti. Tukiangalia ukurasa wa 11 wa Daily Nation, says here, state on the spot of a mental health crisis. It says here, another report published by Business Daily last year said that the number of suicide reported between 2008 to 2017 rose by 58%. And then there's a report says here, African depression levels are high. The report estimated that 4.4% of Kenyan's population suffered from depression. And there is no any mechanism from the government to handle mental illness till now. We take mental illness as just something else. Kige.
I would like to say, first of all, I'm very happy because of the campaigns that have been going on, online, and also the forums that have been held where people have come out, especially the young people, in universities and in colleges and even in social gatherings, in churches and mosques, all to talk about, mental health. Because I have friends, and I have had people who've I've heard from them that they had a friend or a relative who started behaving in a peculiar kind of way, and then all of a sudden they woke up one morning and he or she had taken their lives. It's very depressing and very disappointing. I would like to urge Kenyans, let's appeal to Kenyans mostly and young people, let us continue driving such kind of campaigns, and this thing narrows down to, are you listening to your child, to your friend, to your brother, to your sister, more than the words they're speaking? Are you listening to their other language and not that the language that they're speaking, their words? Are you listening to their body language? Are you looking at how they behave? Are you looking at how their emotions are these days? If you notice any slight change, let us not take it for granted. Let us listen to these people. And I've seen online people are sharing the contacts of psychiatrists and psychologists, and it's very, very important because somebody somewhere needs it. And I just want to say, let's listen to people. And when they listen to us, let's not just sympathize, let us empathize.
Bubakar, do you think the government should do more in tackling mental illness and depression?
The government has the capacity to do more, But again, we look at mental illness, it's very alarming that 4.4% of Kenyans, are suffering from mental illness. And it's not a story that you are reading. It's something we have seen. Look at how domestic violence, how, killings, suicides, the rates have highly increased within the recent past. But again, you look at, if you want to tackle something, you look from the roots itself. What are some of the causes of this thing? Some of it is frustrations. There is unemployment. There is such kind of things. Some things are economically related because you have six children. You do not have a job, and such kind of things, they affect you. But again, I see the larger part of it being contributed by the community. We have lessened more on the community structure. I mean, our morals have literally gone down. Parenting these days, it's weird, because some of these cases of single motherhood and such, to be honest, they affect how people are raised. They affect the stress levels and such. So it's a community issue. The community can do more. The religious institutions, the mosques and the churches and NGOs which target more on mental awareness and such, they can do more than the government can do. And so it's up to the people, to the religious organizations, the NGOs that are in charge of such kind of things, mental awareness, taking care of mental illnesses. Let them play their part, and let's not make our religious institutions as just a place for spiritual guidance, but as a guidance for an overall thing, because it's something that you have to be an all-round person. I mean, so the NGOs, religious institutions, they can do more than the government, but the government, if possible, let's have institutions, Ministry of Health. Mental illness, it's a health problem, to be honest, but it's not really.
Let's look at
allow me just to address
briefly.
something real quick. I think it would be fully of me not to agree with what my brother said, but there is something we need to be debunked. When we say the word community, many people tend to take it as community as not being you. I want to tell Kenyans today that you are part of the community. You are the community. So when we talk about community, don't just think others, it starts with you. But again, let me say this honestly. It's not that when you don't have money, you don't have a job, and you have problems, that's when you want to kill yourselves. I mean, we have to be serious a bit.
It causes depression. So
let's look.
That's the mental illness.
Okay,
mental illness does not mean that you commit suicide.
Let's look at a developing story. Says here, Malindi MP Aisha Juma has been arrested alongside 4 others after one person was shot dead when they allegedly stormed home of an ODM candidate on Tuesday night. Says here Juma was arrested at around 3 a.m. on Wednesday when the police raided her home, having camped at her gate since 10 p.m. after she refused to grant them access. Says here Gandawad ODM candidate Ruben Katana's uncle was shot dead in chaos that ensured occurred after the MP and her team stopped in his house where he had a meeting with the poll agents ahead of by-election on Thursday. Fracas.
You know, okay, according to the reports, it's not Aisha Jumwa who shot.
Someone
one of her aides who shot her, who shot the uncle of the may his soul rest in peace. First of all, give my condolences to the family. You know, it's not easy to lose a loved one. But again, this is showing us one thing. You know, the report says that Aisha Jumwa went there and started shouting to people there. You know, and it was a frantic moment. You know, disturbing the forum that people had. And this just shows us the kind of intolerance that we have in politics. You know, when you don't agree with somebody, it's like he or she becomes your enemy and you start fighting them. I mean, you need to fight them ideologically, but not fight them physically. And this is not the first case we are seeing. We've seen cases of violence very many times. I've had Millie Odhiambo. She once said that, the honorable member once said that in one of the electioneering period that she was engaging, even her bodyguard was killed. And you know, this kind of thing is very depressing, and this shows us the backwardness that we have. You know, we claim to be democratic, but you know, this is completely the opposite. So I want to urge Kenyans and to urge our leaders and submitting to them, you know, as a matter of serious concern, that we cannot continue doing this. You know, the battle is an ideological battle. It's not a physical battle.
I mean, it's very unfortunate what has happened this morning. But again, you look at this problem. You know, politics in Africa, in Kenya, you know, it's about you are insulting me because you are from a different political camp. You know, people are arguing in parliament, and the only reason that, you know, you agree in parliament is when a bill arises to increase your salaries. That is only the only time that people, you know, put their heads together. It's very unfortunate. But this is a result of, you know, our parties. Our parties, the formation itself, you know, they are regional based, they are tribal based, and this brings, it increases the amount of tension that you have between our political parties. And you know, this just, it's a result of, you know, party issues, because Aisha Jumwa has expressed support for Deputy President Ruto, which is it turns out to be a problem for some ODM members, and these are where the wrangles are arising from. So it's all about, let's sit back and look at how are we forming our parties. As you know, it's not fair to be talking about 2022, but again, it's something that will be there, inshallah. So how will be the parties in 2022? Will they be political based? Will they be tribal based? And again, if the things remain the same, BBI will be useless, the handshake will be useless, because we'll just be having, you know, the same parties fighting again, but with different team players. I mean, so the handshake having two people in it, and in the future there will be more Uhurus and Railas. There will be more people, you know, opposing each other to some certain extent that they cannot even shake hands. And when they shake hands, I mean, it's a big issue. So our political parties, we need to look at them.
Okay, when you look at the Standard, page 6 is here, how Western Kenya towns became relics of loss and poverty. Some of them were once vibrant trading centers, but now Malakisi, Webuye, Butere, Mumias have turned into playgrounds for monkeys and squirrels. For so long, so many big companies were in those areas, but right now, when you look at even the sugar industry, the paper mill industry, they're all shutting down. When you look at right now, Mumias Sugar, it's almost collapsing. What's going on in Western Kenya?
You know, these were state-owned corporations. You know, Webuye, Mumias, the state had a huge share of it, and all this suffered the same fate as the government banks. You see CDA and you see Consolidated. You know, they're trying to revamp themselves. They suffered the same fate where government officials, very powerful government officials in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and even in some cases in the early 2000s, they used to go into those companies and take a whole chunk of money, and nobody would ask them, and nobody would raise a question because they were the government. Same as the government banks, people would go in there, they would take a loans of billions, and they would default the payments, and you wouldn't do anything because these were the government. You know, now we have a different constitution, things have changed, but I want to say this. that has been caused particularly because of the DFIs. The DFIs are the development finance institutions. They are the ones who have failed. Many people don't even know them because they're struggling to pay even their premise rent. And I think it is high time we revamp the DFIs because they are the one who fund not only these companies but also entrepreneurs.
Abubakar, time is up. I know. Time is up. We will talk more on this on the second segment. Na mtazamaji, sina budi la kutamatisha awamu yetu ya kwanza uchambuzi wa magazeti, lakini hapo jana benki ya DIB iliweza kuzindua rasmi tawi jipya katika eneo la Eastleigh, na katika wiki mbili zijazo itaweza kuzindua pia tawi jipya la benki hiyo katika kaunti ya Mombasa kama njia ya kuweza kuendeleza biashara katika taifa la Kenya. Tupate kanda video alafu tutarejea tena baada ya muda usio mrefu na Business Chat. Jina langu ni Ibtisam Jamal.
Benki ya Dubai International Bank DIB imezindua rasmi tawi jipya katika mtaa wa Eastleigh kama njia ya kupanua biashara yao. Mkurugenzi mkuu wa benki hiyo Peter Makao anasema kuwa uzinduzi huo unalenga wakazi wa Eastleigh ambao ni wafanyabiashara wanaochangia pakubwa katika uchumi wa taifa hili la Kenya.
This is actually a very significant event in that it marks the start of the implementation of the expansion of our business in the market since we started our operations 2 years ago. Eastleigh is very important for us because, as you know, Eastleigh is a major business hub that serves the public who are within and outside Eastleigh.
Makao anasema kuwa mtaa huo wa Eastleigh ni muhimu kwao kwa sababu ni eneo la biashara linaloleta bidhaa kutoka mataifa mbalimbali ikiwemo Dubai, Uturuki na Pakistan.
It's actually also an important trade hub for the trading business between for goods coming in from Dubai, goods coming in from Pakistan, as well as Turkey. Therefore, it was really inevitable for us that we open a branch in this very important business hub.
Ameongea katika uzinduzi huo akiongezea kuwa wanapania kuzindua rasmi tawi la 5 la benki hiyo katika kaunti ya Mombasa wiki mbili zijazo.
As we expand our business, we started with Eastleigh, but I'm happy to update you that we have also recently opened another branch in Mombasa at a place called Bondeni, and we shall be launching that branch in the next 2 weeks. We're therefore actually launching 2 new branches to support our business and to be nearer our customers in the month of October. Our strategy is really to make sure that we bring our Sharia banking services nearer the customers, and by us opening this branch in Eastleigh today, we are giving our customers another choice for Sharia banking services, and we are getting closer to our customers.
Wakati huo huo, Makao amesema kuwa wametumia takriban shilingi bilioni 4.3 katika upanuzi huo, huku biashara mwaka huu ukiendelea kushamiri.
If you just look at the first 6 months of the year, we grew our deposits by 55% and our financing assets by 62%. Now, the way we are tackling the loss position that is typical of any company that starts business is to really focus on the key business drivers and predominantly focus on supporting our customers as much as possible in providing finance to them.
Nasir Hassan, Horizon.
Assalamu alaikum. Kwa jina nilobarikiwa nalo ni Ibtisam Jamal. Ungana nami katika Sabah Show.
Only on Horizon TV.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Practice this direction from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala perfectly.
Reminders from the member.
Msije mkafata nyayo na barabara na njia ya shetani.
Saa ingine Muslim anafikiria ni kupata mali neema.
With the best of Hatibs.
We tasted the pleasure, the sweetness of ibadah, because the Prophet ﷺ said,
There are no times that can be equal to these days except maybe.
Tune in to Horizon TV and watch the khutbahs from different masajid every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Over 4 decades ago, DIB made history as the world's first Islamic bank that would build on the UAE's rich heritage and dynamic ambition. DIB expanded its global reach to build a strong presence and loyal following worldwide. And today, DIB Bank Kenya proudly connects customers with innovative world-class products and services, driving progression while staying true to ethical practices, supporting the growth of individuals, families and businesses, whilst honouring deeply rooted principles and helping people like you to move closer to your dreams, however big or small they may be. Because at DIB, we are not just moving ahead, we are moving ahead with you.
Dear viewers, in case of any feedback, advice or complaints regarding our programming, contact Horizon TV on 0798 974747 or our live call-in number 0711 707 707 or send us a text message on 21951 or email us at info@horizontv.co.ke.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Wake up to exciting mornings every day. Active Jumatatu with Muhammad Obura. Tech Tuesday with Yusuf Farah. Wednesday, the special edition Business Chat with Ibtisam Jamal. All about your health on Healthy Thursdays with Mariam Mwacharo. Aisha Khan with thorny pertinent issues every Friday on the Round Table.